ourselves generally in the society. So it is for this reason that I felt that we should try to understand the problem at hand. Here, I wish to invite us to make an overview of our socio-political malaise in this country and the necessity of changing the mindset. And let me make a caveat here, Your Excellency. I believe that this retreat has been organized in good faith and for the purpose of getting us to do the right thing. And therefore, as I attempt to make an overview of the problem we have, there is no intention at all in trying to make anybody to feel guilty, but it is about trying to let us actually appreciate the magnitude and the depth of our problem. And in this regard, I proceed by first of all saying, in an overview of our socio-political malaise, one thing that is most fundamental is the crisis of leadership. I invite us to remember the famous statement credited to the late Professor Chino Achebe when he says that the one and only problem with Nigeria is the problem of leadership. What are the manifestations of leadership crisis? Our leadership crisis manifests in a number of ways, beginning with, most of the time, lack of vision and lack of sense of mission. You find people arriving at positions of leadership without having clear vision and without having a sense of mission. And therefore you find that you have leaders that have no strategic thinking. And then this translates into different perspectives of incompetence, ineptitude, and naivety in leadership. There is lack of proactiveness and expediency and lack of tactfulness in leadership. We also see lack of sensitivity and lack of responsiveness in leadership most of the time. But very seriously, Your Excellency, the most important element of our leadership crisis is corruption and lack of accountability and lack of transparency, all of which are usually manifested in selfishness, greed and lack of altruism, fraud and breach of trust, lack of commitment and lack of sense of responsibility. And sometimes you see tyranny and dictatorship. What are the consequences of our leadership failure in this country? Part of the consequences is there is general bad of governance in the country, which led to the entrenchment of social injustice and an unabated widening gap of inequality in the society. Your Excellency, we can say that in this country, the entrenchment of injustice has led to the creation of a nation with two worlds. What do I mean by that? That here we are as a nation, but then there are two worlds that never meet. They never meet. Your Excellency, perhaps I am sure about that. You went to the primary school in the 60s. You went to the secondary school in the 60s. I went to the primary school in the 70s. I went to the secondary school in the early 80s. All that time, Your Excellency, I'm a son of a common man, but I knew in my class there were children of commissioners. There were children of aristocrats, old people. They were our friends, we were their friends. We intermingle. The society today is bifurcated. There is no meeting point between the children of the top echelons and the children of the masses. They don't meet at all. As we used to have friends among children of commissioners and children of emirs, the children of the common masses have no opportunity to have friends among children of commissioners and permanent secretaries. The gap of inequality is widening as a result of bad governance. There is preponderance of corruption, and we see metamorphosis of corruption. What do I mean by metamorphosis of corruption? Before, as we say in pidgin English, corruption was taking place in single digits. It ran into double digits. It ran into triple digits. Actually, answer to do then it ran into quadruple digits. Today, corruption and looting of the public